that of the woman can also occur in that of the man. So that is by way of anatomy. That you have nipples, you have the ducts. So if So my first point was to tell you men that you can also develop breast cancer. So let us be aware. The second point I want to touch on is the role of men in breast cancer control. Every man here has a woman in his life. Either your mother, your sister, your daughter, your wife, your friend, your church member. So when it affects the woman, it affects you as well. You don't know when it's going to affect your mother, or your sister, or your wife, or your aunt, or even someone who just go to church. Recently, the Presbyterian Women Spouses Association. So, like all the pastors here, your wives will be free. And we've done that workshop for Presbyterian Church. I'm throwing this challenge to my neighboring church. Whether you want to train your wives to be breast health volunteers. Because when the woman is in the church and she has a problem with the breast, she will tell Mama. Most often, they will go to the pastor's wife. And the pastor's wife has to have some information, some knowledge, some basic information, so she can also advise the woman to do the right thing. So if you want us to train your spouses, we are ready to do that. We train them from the northern region, northern sector, middle sector, and then the southern sector of the country. We can do that so that your wives will also be breast health volunteers. It will help them to get some knowledge, to care for themselves, because we've had quite a number of pastors, AG pastors' wives, who have died from breast cancer. And some are still battling the disease because they didn't come early. Breast cancer is not painful at the beginning. So our people do not see why they should go to the hospital when even they found a lump in their breast, or when even there's a change in their breast. They don't understand why they should go to the hospital. So I'm here to also tell you that you can advise your wives, your sisters, especially those with positive family history. If somebody in your family has developed breast cancer before, it means all the women in the family are at a higher risk of developing the disease. We still don't know the cause of it. So don't ask me what brings about breast cancer. But we know that hereditary is an important factor. About 10% of all breast cancer patients have a positive family history. And you can have a family where 4 people have been diagnosed with breast cancer, 3 people. It's not a curse on the family, but just that there can be some genetic mutation. A lot of our members, when they are sick, when they find problems with the breast, they leave the church and they go to the prayer camps. Go and see how many women are in the prayer camps. And when they come, you ask them, they will tell you, I go to age. We've employed 2 of them, and she's a member of our staff. She's working at the Peace and Love Hospitals and at the Breast Care International. And it's also to let people understand that the fact that someone has been diagnosed with breast cancer doesn't mean she has reached the end of her life. She can still have life and continue. The child that the husband left her with, by the grace of God, has finished the senior high school and is, planning to enter into nursing. And that is what we can all do to support such people when they go into such problems. They are vulnerable. I actually wanted to meet Reverend Professor Frimpong here before he left, because he's one person who has been supporting us from day one, even financially. Thank you. Help me to thank you. Yeah. And so I appreciate the church. And the church can do more than one person doing. If you see us in a village creating awareness, somebody bought fuel for us to be able to go. There are a lot of patients who do not have money. Even money to travel from their villages to the city for treatment is an issue. And that is what Prof helped us to do, to support some of the vulnerable women. Joyce is from Aguna Suedro, but she has relocated to Kumasi to be able to work here and then continue with her life. So I'm sure that by now you understand why you should know something about breast cancer. The reason why you should be involved in the control of breast cancer. We cannot eradicate it because we don't know the exact cause of it. So we cannot do primary prevention, but early detection and prompt action is equal to prevention. I thank you so much for your attention.
Something very brief about prostate. I think we all know that our urine gathers at our lower abdomen in something we call the bladder. So I'm just using this as an example. Your urine will collect in a space like this called the bladder. After some time, when it is about to get full, you feel like urinating. At the tip of this bladder, like I'm using this as an example, at the tip of this bladder, there is something which has to open for the urine to come out. Okay, that thing at the tip of the bladder that opens for the urine to come out is what we call the prostate. And only men have prostate. And because it's at the tip of the bladder, whenever you have issues with the prostate, you have issues about urinating. Please, do you understand it? Because it's at the tip, it opens up and the urine will come out. So whenever there's a disease of the prostate, you have some issues about urinating. What issues are we talking about? Some men, when they sleep at night, they have to be waking up 2, 3, 4 times to urinate. When they come to a meeting like this, they have to sit at the corners because immediately they feel like urinating, they have to rush. If they don't rush, the urine is about to come. Some of the times when they are urinating, they have to force, because the thing is disease. It is blocking the space, so they have to force the urine to pass through and come out. And sometimes they themselves can observe that when they urinate, the force with which the urine comes out is down. It comes like a child urinating, so small. And then sometimes, after they are urinated, when they are going, the urine will still be dropping. So if you are a man, after 50 years and above, and your urine starts to change in this manner, please go and check out. There is something wrong. You know, when a patient comes, there is something about the urination. I don't have a chance to show everything, but I hope most of us did a little bit of biology to know that the urine comes from an organ we call what? Exactly. Your leader was right, you are professors. So it's the kidney which produces the urine into the bladder. When a patient comes to the hospital, he is thinking about the fact that when I urinate, I feel that there's something left inside. When I urinate, it doesn't come well. In the night, I have to wake up so many times. That is what he is thinking about. But me, the doctor, I'm thinking about protecting his kidney. Because the kidney, the bladder, the prostate, they work as one system. When one is sick, the other one is sick. So, if you have that issue, the earlier you seek medical attention, the better. All in the name of protecting your what? Kidney at the end of the day. Prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is a very tricky cancer. Tricky in the sense that you can have prostate cancer and you will not have any of these symptoms at all. Your urinating will be normal, everything will be normal, and you don't have anything. So nothing will urge you to go to the hospital. So what we say is this: if your brother, maybe your senior brother died of prostate cancer, your father died of prostate cancer, your uncle died of prostate cancer, and you know it, at the age of 45, go to the hospital. They will give you a lab we call PSA, and you do the lab. After doing the lab, that is not the end of it. The doctor will put his hand where the prostate is and check it. When you do these two, we hope that somewhere along the line, we'll be able to pick it early. And as in all diseases, when we pick it early, we can do something about it. Now, my last lecture, I want to know whether it is very relevant. So please, let's ask this question. How many of you here are 40 years and above? Please show me my hand. 40 years and above. Wow.
An engagement with the men's ministry of the agric church. And one would ask, what are we doing here amongst the men? I want to say that breast cancer is not only a problem of the woman. Number one, men also do get breast cancer. So we have men who have been diagnosed with breast cancer, who have gone through treatment, and who are also survivors. Again, they have a very big and important role to play when it comes to the breast cancer control. We know that women respect their husbands, and so when the woman is diagnosed with breast cancer, whatever the man says, it's very important to the woman. Some men do not encourage their wives to go through the treatment. Some men even refuse that their wives undergo surgery or receive chemotherapy because they will lose their hair. And so we are here to tell the men that they have to encourage their wives to undergo the treatment. And again, every man has a woman in his life, that the wife, the mother, the sister, the daughter, the friend, a family member. So whatever happens to the woman can affect the man as well. I'm happy that the men received the message positively. They asked very important questions, and it's an encouragement that we should be looking for such groups, men's groups, to go and talk to them about their role in breast cancer control. If the men understand, if the men also engage in the education and advice to their wives, their sisters, their mothers, it will help us reduce the number of women we are losing prematurely and needlessly. Okay. Encourage the woman to check her own breast, to go to the hospital for diagnosis, and if the diagnosis is made and is positive, he should stand by the woman. He should let the woman understand that he still loves her and that they need her to be alive. They need her to go through the treatment and to continue with her life. So the men, even though men would think that it doesn't concern them, doesn't affect them, we see a number of men who come to the hospital with their wives. A lot of men who come to the hospital with their sisters, their mothers, and unfortunately most of them come when it's too late. And so we want the men to be involved in a way that will increase the early stage disease, so that the woman will not be moving from one prayer camp to the other, one herbalist to the other, looking for cure. And when it's too late, when the disease has already spread, that's when the husband or the brother will be following her to the hospital. Enough of all those late stage disease. Let the men also get involved, and I'm sure that it will increase the number of women coming for early stage treatments. Religion. Ghanaians and Africans, we are very religious. And so whether we are Christians, we are Muslims, or we are of other beliefs, we believe in spirituality. And so the church should see itself as a very important place where the woman comes for comfort, when the woman comes for socializing, where the woman would run to when she has a problem. And our pastors, and I'll always reiterate what Reverend Professor Frimpong Manson said, that pastors who keep breast cancer patients are murderers. A pastor, you are supposed to pray for the woman and advise her to go to the hospital. If you keep her in the prayer camp for months, for years, and rather ask her to go to the hospital when it's too late, you have killed her. And so the church should also understand that the woman is in their midst for comfort and for support. So when somebody is in the church and has been diagnosed with breast cancer, especially the vulnerable ones, the church should breast cancer. But me kasa no omu nyinaa hu se ampa omu so ewo bibie na edi kan emema so timenya breast cancer into the fact is so ye be ma no enkyere se wo untumi nya da are ni bida obetumi anya na etosumie no obema bia wo ba wo na brabo se ye na yure se ye ni maame se ye ni baba se ye ni nuaba ni nana busuani bi na se eba dendin a ya na mema entimi ntena na mom ye mpesa be ba dendin ansa no mo asore bema ebetimi akai na yure se osumi bia ye se hwehwe onufo no na wa hwehwe Afi wono kura betimi edi agora konufuo ne ho ede ne nsa kososo mu ahwe sadwoa bi dem anase nsesaye bi abanufuo no na wata na chi wama ne kranhye se onko hospital yen problem nyina ne se ema ne ma hospital ntem enti se yenya asofo any men's ministry say ni womo kasa me gidi say Assemblies of God asori no omo emma na womu no omo ntena ho emma with yare a edidi akwachi emma na te ase say esese womo so emma enkranhye esese womo so eta womo yire no achi so omo boa omo nua ma no omo maame no omo mama omo ba hospital tem na omo do omo jimu in the awareness creation na ye no me fama fidie so me nda omo ase omo ayebeto omo nei omo akeka omo nsase se yemfa moa omo a yare ni bia to omo a omo niska ye wo omo a oniska kro de be fa ka aba hospital nti ye da omo ase na mo masre se ye mane so ha ya Assemblies of God asori no afato ne ho so ese omo beboa ma ya ka breast cancer ho asem dia omo ma enye asemhia throughout the country na yentimi create awareness ni yi na yentimi screening ema na wom no be ma so ho sedwa beto no fulmu a ment na fie wo wabusuam yare ne bia pie hoda no onso so ma nenya wasemhia se wonua ma no wo fa sefo ma no obema wo amba na screening wom si etimi screening ma dodo na ebeboa me hu yare ne ntem na etimi asa ama obi aho ato medamas papa asori ye ka say religion ene cancer religion ewo bebreye ye agidi for and say ye Christianity or say ye Muslim so ye gidie wom enti na say ye hu say obi wo problem a ye bompire ma no na ye tune for say onko hospital na ye nje ma o manya breast cancer na ntina asori fie na ye ma o monko hospital na ye mfa empaibo enta o machi adwuma na ayeye wo hospital say agidi for beboa ye kwan we so a ebe me hu yare yintem na ewo basa bebre no eso ate ama ye nyina
Assemblies of God fraternity. At least today we've had a talk on breast cancer, which we've been very, very enlightened. Apart from that, we are looking out for tomorrow's prayer session. Me, for instance, I'm here much interested in the prayer session. We want to stand as men to pray for our country, to pray for our economy. Where our economy is going now, it's going into a ditch. We have come together as men to pray for our country, to pray for our leaders, to pray for the Assemblies of God ministry, and we are looking forward to that. Thank you. Very strong Kumbia. Yes, you know my baby. In the photo, met me at 2 1 month to me a man say, Semreno Suno Monso, and Reno Susi as Abame Makua. The stress say, almost a mumra, no Mumbakaya, who not median AFA. And also, no my issue says, Sanomanoso, a dear Yabebre, away home. And this one who starts things no one can't go to hospital. Not to say a sin no from my area, sending a mema, a senior no from my area, everywhere and so say, which is so I hold to be brave and now manso, say one who year be bizarre. But when you saw the medical hospital, so make us what you Edine call Priya Tawabia. Yes, madam was.
Me a Sunday school director, Greater Accra East. Na Messiah Ministry, media quitting on Mupa. Today the talk was very good and insightful. What we have learned concerning the breast cancer, both the men and the women, per the education given, initially we thought that breast cancer is only about the women. But after the delivery, we realized that the men too can be affected, and how we can help ourselves and our wives or our women to also check whether they have a breast cancer or not. If the result comes out that they should report to the hospital. It was very brilliant time we had with them, and we hope that what we have learned will go and practice it, and our wives will be blessed.